Okay, now it's good. Okay, now I can.
Today. My name is Anju Arulmani. I am a fourth year chemical engineering student at the University of Cincinnati, and I will be the moderator for this evening. So before we get started, to keep things running smoothly, please take a moment to make sure your audio is muted. And during the talk, please put any questions you have in the comment section as well. And we'll have time at the end for any questions for you to ask when you can unmute yourself. So Red Saree is a nonprofit organization with the mission to promote a healthier and happier lifestyle for South Asians through outreach and education efforts designed to implement a comprehensive strategy on healthy diet, moderate exercise, good sleep habits, and mental health. Today's seminar will be focusing on the exercise and nutrition element of a healthy lifestyle. To talk on this topic, I have the pleasure of introducing Miss Agalya Subramanian. She is a fitness nutrition specialist and a fitness instructor with certifications in Bali X Bollywood workouts, pound rockout workouts, high intensity interval training, and total body Tabata. Please join me in welcoming Miss Agalya Subramanian.
Thank you so much, Anju Arulmani. Thank you so much for that gracious introduction. Thank you, Red Saree, for giving me this opportunity. I'm so humble and proud to present South Asians about the fitness and nutrition here. So I've got a little presentation prepared for all of us to go through basic components and key factors of nutrition and fitness here. So let's get started. So uh, this is the roadmap we are going to focus. The first thing we are going to do is nutrition, and then we go to fitness, and then we are also covering coping up with COVID, how we can practice all nutrition and fitness in strategies during COVID. Sorry for stammering, I'm sorry. And then myths and facts about the nutrition, fitness, and also COVID. And also we have question and answer session at the end. You can ask me anything and I will answer regarding the same. So without further ado, we are going to nutrition. So my first question is, what is on your plate? Which is very simple, and I'm asking, how will you define a healthy meal or a healthy plate? Please answer your please comment your answer, the way we can go from there.
Hi, Agalya, I can start.
Yep.
On my plate, personally, I am a college student, so sometimes I'm eating noodles, and then sometimes I have time to make a full meal. And when I'm making that full meal, it's usually something more South Indian. Like yesterday, I ate dal and chapati. So that's what's on my plate. If anyone has something they want to add, they can put it in the comments.
I think I'll second Anju's. I think pretty much my plate also is very similar to Anju's plate. This is Vani.
Okay. So as we all are South Indians, we do tend to eat dal, which is dal or rotis or rice. But when in a hurry, we tend to skip few important things, which is what we are going to focus today. So when you decide a plate, when you make a plate for a meal, we should have macros covered, which is like the macronutrients, and that is what should be the main ingredients or main components of your plate. Before we go into macros, we should also know how much we should eat, because we never measure our food, which is vaguely we do portion controls, but we never know how much portion we should eat. For that, we need to know about basic formulas, which I'm going to explain, and that is called basic metabolic rate, which is also called BMR. We have already know BMI. Most of us know BMI, which is like body mass index, which is your height and weight proportion is called body mass index, whereas BMR is how much calorie or how much food you should eat when you are in a sedentary position. When you do nothing just for the day, you need this much amount of calories to function through that day. But in the other case, if you are pretty active, you are doing workouts, you are doing physical activities for anything that matter, and you need to up your calories or deficit your calories according to your BMR. And I'm going to show my inputs, my calculation with the inputs. This is my BMR where my age is 33 and I've put in my height and my weight. So this BMR, which shows 1173 calories per day, is what I need to sustain a day without doing anything, especially during now. So if I want to increase my calories, I need to work on my physical activity level. So I do workouts for 4 to 5 times a week. So my calorie level should be 1720. We never know what that 1720 is made up of. That is what I'm going to focus next. That's when the macros come into the place. So with the 1720 calories, I need to have the complete nutrition, which are the protein, fat, and carbohydrates. We never know what we are eating or which food has more protein or more carbs. When we know that, we need to limit ourselves with the given amount of nutrition according to our BMR. So in this case, if you see protein, as you all or must know, it comes from meat, which is chicken or turkey or fish or yeah, that's it. It's eggs, of course. When we talk about non-vegetarians, we have like red meat. I mean, not red meat, chicken. Protein with comes from fish, egg whites, and turkey. If we go for the vegetarian proteins, we have paneer. As South Indians, we do eat most of the paneer, dal, uh, and soya, that is soy chunks, which is also a best source of protein. But if you see, the dal is not mentioned in this protein component. Is it because the dal does lack a lot of amino acids which other dairy and meat has? So when you take fish or chicken, it has complete profile of amino acids. That is the main building block of protein, where in dal you don't have that. That's why it is not mentioned under protein. So when you eat dal, it is always a wise option to add another carbs or fat to it to make it as a full meal. So when it comes to protein, it is important that you take the whole protein source, and also make sure you take enough protein for your body weight. So the RDA, the recommended amount for an individual on protein is, for me, if I say my body weight is 53 pounds, so I do exercises every other day. So for me, I would take at least 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per my body weight, which is about 85 grams of protein for me to take on a daily basis. I need to complete that protein intake in order to have the sustained healthy lifestyle. So for you or for anybody who is not doing any workouts, the recommended protein intake should be 0.8 grams, 0.8 grams per body weight. And it doesn't matter if you work out or not. If you try to fulfill that protein, it keeps you full and it gets you through the day without even adding additional snacks or additional extra calories. That is what the protein helps in with. And of course, fat plays a major role, and it is the storehouse of energy. Not all the fats are good, and not all the good fats are bad, if you get that. So if you see fat, it has 9 calories per gram. That is a dense macronutrient. And there are all good sources of fat mentioned here: avocados, olive oil, butter, nuts, flax seeds, chia seeds. And one important other thing is missing here is coconut oil, which is also a very good source of fat. And if you move on to carb, of course, the major portion of our plate is carbohydrates. And there are a lot of different carb options we have. And again, carbs are not bad as well. And it's up to how much carbs you are eating per day is what matters. So according to my body, if I take it, and I will show you this calculation. And this is the plate of my plate for the day. So I eat 1720 calories, more or less equal. But how do I know? I measure every food. I measure every raw ingredient to make sure I'm eating the right amount, to make sure I'm eating the correct calorie count. So if you do this, especially when you are trying to lose weight, if you do this, it will give you immense results. So for my plate, I have chosen protein 20%, which is as I described before, it's 85 grams of protein, and 85 grams of protein into 4 calories comes up to 344 calories of my plate for the entire day. Again, it is for the entire day, it's not for a single meal. So it's the same with fat. If I take fat 9 calories per gram, and I take 345 grams of fat for the day, and the rest is the carb, of course, and I can choose any carbs I want. It could be rice, wheat, or any fruits. Everything under the carb is good. And I calculate only net carbs here, which is the carb minus fiber. You subtract fiber from it, it's just the net carbs. So that means you also include fiber intake, which is coming from vegetables, berries, or any other food we take. So this is how one healthy individual plates for the day should look like. So if you have any questions, ask me now, or you can save it for later as well. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Agalya, we have a question in the comments. Someone
sure.
wants to know about sprouts, since they're included in a very high protein diet, which can be compared to meat and has a lot of micronutrients and enzymes. So they want to know what your thoughts are on sprouts.
On the sprouts, yes, and the sprouts are good source of protein as well. And as I said, the micronutrients also it's there. But as I said, if you're looking for the high protein or the complete protein, it still lacks those amino acids. That's why I'm saying, like, if you want to eat the sprouts, eat along with another carb or another fat to make it as a full meal. That's when you get like the complete protein profile, if that is good. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So as I said, this is for my calculation, my calorie count. So how you can make your calories, you can go online. There are plenty of calculators, or if you want me to do something, I can do that as well after this webinar. But I'll let you know that once you calculate the calories, based upon your activity level, choose your daily intake and start tracking your food. When you track your food, you would know how much you should eat, how much you are how much carbs you are eating. Because as an individual, if you don't track, you would never know how much protein in your milk, even in your milk, how much carbs in your fruits. When you track it, you would know the correct proportions and how much balance you have and how much you can accommodate in that every single day. All right. And the next thing I'm going to focus is about the quantified nutrition. This is otherwise known as the portion control, but in still, again, when we track it, we would know the exact amount. And the math is very simple. When you take the calories in, if you expend it out, it will be a negative caloric balance. That is, if you eat more, if you expend more, you will be still losing weight. If you eat right and expend right, you will be maintaining weight. And if you eat more and you don't do anything, you will gain weight. Is that simple? All right. And again, when you come to quantified nutrition, I would definitely suggest you to track. If you are not doing, just start from tomorrow. Use any fitness apps like Healthify Me, MyFitnessPal, or even Fitter. And there are databases with South Indian food. Just mention your proportion of your food, like measurements of your food. They will give you the calorie count. And it is not approximate, but it is like somewhere there you would know how much you are eating and how much you should eat and how you can maintain or lose or gain weight. All right. And the next thing, we are going into fitness, of course. And can anybody say what are the reasons to get fit? Can Anju, you say, why do you want to get fit?
Yeah, I would want to get fit so that so I can live longer, so that my quality of life is higher.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's one
My
of the
uncle
main
says to
perks.
stay healthy and disease free. We
Mhm.
have another comment says to be active and energetic, um,
Right.
to stay healthy, more energy. That's what everyone's saying in the comments.
Awesome. And that is actually true. So here are the reasons to get fit. The first thing I would say, that is my personal opinion. The first thing I would say is confidence. So when you work out, when you finish your workout, you feel absolute best. So as you work out or finish or accomplish your goals, set a realistic goal and accomplish it, and you will feel the best. That is for sure. And it will give you more focused energy to do other activities for the day as well. So if I set an alarm tomorrow morning for a run, if I get up and go for that run and finish the run, I will feel accomplished, and it will give me a positive energy to go through that day. And the next one, the second one, is a better sleep. That is most important for every individual. The sleep is the perfect way to strengthen your immunity and depress your anxiety and go out of your stress and everything. And when I talk about the better sleep, it's not just laying on the bed for like 3 hours or 4 hours rolling around and stuff, but having a deep sleep is what I mention as a better sleep. So when you work out, um, uh, when you are physically active, you get better sleep because you get tired obviously, and you will eat better, and you will sleep better. And the third one, the next one, is more productive. It will make you more productive because if I am going for a meeting or for this webinar as well, I did like a 15 minutes of quick workout. That is a physical pep talk. I give it to myself. That way I feel more confident, and I can be more productive when I do my things. So the next one is a more energetic, as few of you already said. It will make you more energetic by how it you will experience the positive vibes when you do a workout, and you will secrete a hormone called endorphin that will make you more energetic, and it will keep you energetic throughout the day. It's just not a day. If you do it consistently, it will keep you energetic throughout your life. And that is what it is next. As Anju said, the long life is the most important perk we get by doing workouts or being physically active. And the next thing, as someone said, we will be less prone to illness when we are active, when we are doing workouts or physically any exercises. We will be less prone to illnesses like diabetics, blood pressure, heart diseases, and anything. And the next most important thing is faster metabolism. People often say that I exercise and I eat anything and I won't put on weight. This could be a myth, but it also there is a little fact, because if you work out regularly, your metabolism boosts up. You will have like a faster digestion, and you will have the faster metabolism that will help you to sustain your weight. And then you will age better. Trust me, you will look younger when you do workouts or physically active throughout your life. How young an individual can be? 9 years younger, 9 years younger, if you do exercises or physically active regularly. And then you could handle stress better. Of course, everybody facing any kind of stress, like due to work, due to family and everything. And take your time, or whatever you call that. Take your time and active, make yourself physically active, and you secrete that endorphin, which is the happy hormone, that suppress the cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So you more you work out, you more suppress the cortisol, and more you get out of your stress zone. And the last one, you improve your mental health. When you work out, you feel happy, you feel energetic, and all the other components will keep your mental health at good pace. All right. And those are the reasons to get fit. And before we go on to next one, there are how you can design your fitness journey, how you can start your fitness journey. If you have not doing it until now, you can start. But if you, even if you're doing it, are you doing it right? Is that what we are going to cover next, which is the 5 components of fitness, which are muscular strength, degree of flexibility, muscular endurance, cardiovascular or aerobic endurance, and body composition. And I'm going to explain a little bit on each. So what is muscular strength? Anju, do you know what is muscular strength, and or how do you define your muscular strength?
Muscular strength would be, can you lift weights? That would be
That's
my.
totally right. That's totally right. It's the power or the force you exert, and that helps you to lift or carry objects. So how do you train your muscular strength? You know, how do you how do you train, or how do you incorporate in doing a fitness regime?
We have in the comments, Chunky says to lift weights.
To lift weights, that's right. And to lifting weight is right, but to strengthen your muscles, you need to lift heavy weights with low reps. That's how you strengthen your muscle group. So if, for instance, you're going to do a bicep curls, you got to lift how much ever the weight you could handle, and do the low reps like 4 to 6 or 10 to 12, like that. And that's how you increase your muscle strength. And the next one is the degree of flexibility, which we all should have, like even from a little kid to an older parent or older grandparent. We all should have the muscle degree of flexibility, which we lack nowadays because of the sedentary lifestyle we have. We are always sitting in either in a workplace, or even when driving, or even at home watching TV, we are sitting on the couch. So we need to incorporate stretches or flexibility workouts to our workout regime, to also to achieve the flexibility in our body. For examples, you could do yoga, you could do tai chi, and you could do Pilates, or you could just do stretchings whenever you get a chance. That way you don't stiffen your muscles and joints and make it more flexible. And we come to endurance. There is a little difference between strength and muscular endurance. Of course, we are lifting weight here again, but what we are doing is we are going to lift light weights with more repetitions, and we are going to see or focus how much rep one can handle. That's what muscular endurance is all about. And then cardiovascular and aerobic endurance, which we all pretty much know about it. We can do running, jogging, and swimming. Anything to do with your heart rate is called cardiovascular endurance. And then the last one is body composition. When we talk about body composition, it's a percentage of your body fat to your body fat free mass. So your fat mass and your body, like a lean mass and your fat free mass, body fat versus your lean mass should be proportioned. It should be in a good composition. That's when you could say that you are fit. So when you, in order to get your body composition or body fat under one control, you need to incorporate all other components of fitness and make a new fitness regime, and you go from there. So before we move on to what are the recommendations of the fitness or fitness routine we should follow, I'm going to show another formula, which is called the body fat calculator. There are plenty of other online resources to calculate this, and also there are equipments called body fat calipers, which you could find in Amazon, which uses your skin fold to check how much body fat you have. So in this case, I have entered my inputs, that is my height, weight, and my measurements of my body and everything in there, and I see myself in the fitness range, which is 21.6% of body fat. So for an average individual, the body fat should be under this percentages. So this when we are when it is a woman, it should the essential fat should be 10 to 13%, and when we are athlete, we should have 14 to 20%. When you are fitness when you are in a fitness zone, you should have 21 to 24, and on average you have 25 to 31, and if it is above 31, it is obese, and we got to control the fat. And it's same with the men, and men tend to have a lower lower percentage, and still they can be obese. So when we get to know these calculations, that's when we can that's when we can use it in our daily basis and work on the BMR and body fat, and also the TDEE. And we need to go, the both goes hand in hand, and we're gonna work with everything together. So anybody have any questions?
We do have a question from
Yes.
Bonnie, my mom. She says, is BMR related to age?
BMR, yes, it does. That's where we calculate with age, height, and weight. It does relate to your age. And also the TDEE relates to your fitness level, like how active you are. All right.
We have one more question. It says,
Sure.
what is the best time to work out? Early morning, evening, or both?
Any time. There is no perfect time. Anytime you find you can work out. There is no perfect or ideal time to work out. Whenever you are free, just 10 minutes, go and get your workout done. All right.
Okay, great.
Sure. And the next thing is what the recommendations are. This is by CDC. The moderate intensity active aerobic activity should be 150 minutes per week, which is just 30 days a day. 30 minutes a day for 5 days. When we talk about moderate intensity, it is about the heart rate. Of course, everybody has the fitness trackers right now, which can measure your heart rate. And when you want to do a moderate intensity, you need to achieve at least 60 to 70% of your max heart rate. And how do you know your max heart rate? There is a formula out there. You can subtract your age from the number 220, and that is what your maximum heart rate. So if I have maximum heart rate of 180 or 190, and I want to achieve a moderate intensity activity, I need to achieve like at least 60% of that, 60 to 70, somewhere anywhere there. And you also need to incorporate the muscle strengthening activities, which we talked about, both muscle strengthening and also muscle endurance, by working out all the major muscle groups. Like if you are working upper body today, and you need to do a lower body on the other day. And again, when you create or design a fitness regime or routine, make sure you give your muscle groups a little break to work and recover from that. If you do upper body today and do upper body tomorrow, it's not going to help. Whereas the aerobic activity, it doesn't matter. You can do anytime, any day. But when you're concentrating on a muscle group, you need to give it some time to recover, and then go on to the, if you want to do the muscle again. So why I'm saying this is, I have clients saying that I have a very good lower body because I am a runner, but my upper body is very poor. So I'm going to focus on my upper body every day, and I'm going to bring it back, my arms and shoulders, whatever. But I would say that is not right. If you keep on doing the same thing again and again, you are not getting the efficient results. The muscles will be still broken, and you're overdoing it, and it's not going to help you. Rather, it also could lead an injury or something. So when you do the muscle groups, take one day, do one part of the muscle group, and give a break, or do the other part, or concentrate on a different muscle group, and then go back again, vice versa. And that's how a muscle group activity should be designed. So you could do moderate intensity activity for 150 minutes per week, and 2 days at least minimum. These are minimum recommendations again. At least 2 days of your muscle group activities. Or you could cut down the moderate intensity activities by half of the time, doing vigorous intensity activity. That is, again, if you could achieve 80 to 90% of your maximum heart rate, that's it. That's when it is called vigorous intensity. So if you take moderate intensity, it is just like more of a walking in a treadmill, or just going around the park or trail. Is that what considered as moderate? And when you go for vigorous, that's when you talk about running, jogging, even swimming. Those comes under vigorous intensity. So that can be done by half of the time of the moderate. So if you want to do just 15 minutes a day for 5 weeks, that's awesome. And also, again, when you come to the muscle groups, focus on the one part of the muscle group and do the next one, and vice versa. And then or you could do the equivalent, that is the third recommendation, or you could do the equivalent mix of both moderate and vigorous on 2 or more days, and also the muscle strengthening activity. So if you want to look up for a training program or free resources, again there are plenty of apps on the Play Store and Apple Store. You could choose MyFitnessPal for the same, and you could also look up under the Fitter app, which has more of a muscle strengthening program or resistant training program. And the other one is Better Me, that also has more options for the home workouts, which is what we really want. And also there are plenty of YouTube channels. If anybody wants, I can give that at the end as well. And that is what the recommendations for the workouts. And as you see the time, these are like a minimum, and I suggest everybody should at least do minimum of these to get a better and healthy lifestyle. All right, and the next thing we're gonna see is the benefits. As we all talked about before, it's the healthy body weight is what first we're gonna get with the fitness, doing our physically active, and then lower BP. Of course, we will be having the moderate or like a very good blood pressure level, and care for your heart. That is your cardio. When you do your cardiovascular aerobic activity or cardio related any fitness regime, you will care for your heart, and you will be free from any illness like joint pain, muscle pain, back pain. You wouldn't be having it if you are physically active throughout your life. And you will improve your endurance. That way you can play with your grandchildren, or you could play soccer with your son, or you could just lift the boxes from Costco. And then you will have positive mental health, which is what the most important. You will feel happy throughout your life if you're physically active. It will keep your mind active, it will keep your heart active, and it will give you the positive mental health when you are active. And that is what fitness is all about. And that is where we covered how we can incorporate all those 5 components of fitness, and also how you can design a basic fitness routine. And the next thing and most important thing we are going to focus is coping up with COVID. So how you can work out now? You're stuck in the house, you're working in the house, how you can make yourself active? You have more time, you have not enough time with the kids around. There are lot of confusion, and we're going to focus on few factors how we can make it better and easier for all of us. So the first, what to focus, I'm going to go from the bottom. Fake news is not our friend. Please, I would suggest everybody not to spread any fake news. Even we are not doing, but like, don't trust any fake news and don't stress yourself over that. Just rely on the facts, rely on the news which is authentic, and just go with that. And don't stress, don't be panic. We are going to come across this stronger. You just have to hold on for some time by following the guidelines whichever the CDC is giving. And now we all are stuck at home or working from home. There are a lot of changes in our daily routines. We are not traveling, or we are not commuting to our office, or we are not putting our kids to the school, and everybody is all under the same roof. So we need to focus how can one make the day better. So what I would suggest is plan your day before you go to sleep. So if you're having this, like, of course we plan the calendar meetings and how well we can work and stuff. But what I'm saying is plan your me time also along with that. Like, have your time yourself, like at least 30 minutes for yourself. Just sit without anything, just sit and relax for just 30 minutes. And also plan your meals according to your work. Don't skip your meals because you have a longer meeting. Just plan everything and make it a calendar, make it a schedule, and go with that, and it will help you. It will definitely help you to get through the day better. And then manage stress. Of course, everybody is stressed out, everybody is in anxiety, everybody is like clueless what's going to happen. just forget about it. Everything is going to be fine. Just keep the positive intentions and just call a friend, talk to them, call your high school friend, just catch up with them, or just pick up the hobby you left like few years ago because of no time. Just pick up that and do it, or just like go out for the fresh air and walk. And work from home is the new normal for most of us. So how you can feel home I mean how you can feel office at home is how you can do is like you can set up your home office at the favorite spot of your home, like without any distractions of course, and then keep everything handy like a bottle, which is what we are going to talk about, like a water bottle, a healthy snack, or whatever you want. Keep it handy. And just that you are at home, it doesn't mean you gotta work longer. Still you have to schedule your work hours and finish it before or at the time of your work hours, and then come out of it and live your life as normal as well, and spend most of the time with your kids and family after you finish your work. And one other thing I would say is talk to colleagues or keep contacting your colleagues. Even though if you're away from your work, just keep contacting them or keep in touch with them. That will also help you when you get back to your work. And then next thing, the next three most important things are the stay hydrated, which is which is what I just talked about. Like drink water, drink water, drink water, plenty of water, at least minimum of 4 liters of water every day. If you are bad at drinking water like me, just set up a reminder in your smartphone, get it every hour, get just drinking. And when I keep when I talk about keeping yourself hydrated, just go with the water, not anything else, like not the energy drinks, not like fruit juices, because even fruit juices has carbs. And if you are calculating under your macros, then that is totally fine. If it is not, it will be adding calories more to your account. So you don't want that. Just keep yourself hydrated with the water, maybe ice water, whatever you prefer. Just keep it that way and simple, which will help you in the long run. And the next one is boosting our immunity. Everybody is like scared or worried about our immune system right now. But when you are physically active and when you sleep better, your immune system is automatically getting strengthened. But also, as a South Asians, we have the privilege of a lot of superfoods which we could incorporate in our meal to boost up our immunity, like garlic, turmeric, and peppers and everything. Again, I'm talking about just boosting up our immunity, and I'll tell you why it is not the otherwise. And then eat better, healthy, and in the right way. When we are at home, we tend to eat scheduled meals or unscheduled snacks, which is not, I would say it is not really bad if you eat the right choice. But if you're binge eating or if you're eating junk foods or too much of sugar, it is indeed bad. So I would suggest again, plan your meals better. And I would also say like a silly idea yet effective, I put it on my snack cubby, and I put a sticky note up there, and I will ask myself, are you really hungry? If I'm genuinely hungry, I would grab a good snack and eat. Even if I just feel bored and I want to grab snack, and I would ask that question, and I would say, actually no, I will just drink water and walk away. So just make sure you are genuinely hungry, and if you are genuinely hungry, just eat the right food rather than eating any sugary or packaged or any other junk foods. And also, I would suggest people to eat dinner or any meal for that matter of fact without any visual distractions. Like don't watch TV, don't listen to even music. Just enjoy your food completely. That way you know what you are eating and how much you are eating, and you would love the food you are eating. So those are the points we should focus when when we are trying to cope up with the COVID at our new normalcy. So any questions about that before we move on to next?
We don't have any questions. I think you can move on.
Awesome. Okay, next thing we are going to focus is myths and facts. There are a few myths and facts when it comes to nutrition and fitness. And the first thing we are going to see is like, eat your breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, dinner like a pauper or poor person. This is a myth which we have been told, even my parents told, that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You should eat well to get through the day or something like that. It is important meal, but it doesn't mean that you should eat like a king and you should eat your dinner like a poor. So each meal is equally important, and you need to maintain those calories throughout the day to maintain your healthy weight. That is what matters. Total caloric consumption of your day is what matters. Then eating your breakfast heavy and light dinner is not going to change anything. So it's all going to be the same, and you need to maintain those calorie intake and watch what you're eating. That's what it's going to help in the long run. And even if you want, you can just drink a smoothie with the banana. And even like if you are into supplements, protein supplements, you can add a protein powder, scoop of protein powder, and the almond milk or whatever milk you prefer. Just drink that and move, because in our busy lives right now, I would suggest eating something is good. Skipping is not right good. And it doesn't mean you need to like eat more carb loaded breakfast or something like that. All right, that's a myth, and I wanted to break that. And total calorie consumption is what matters when it comes to maintaining or losing the weight, or gaining the weight as well. And the next thing is, fat makes you fat. Of course, I was thinking the same as well. If I eat more fat, I will become fat. It is true, but not all the fats are same. As we discussed before, good fats are there and bad fats are there. The source is what important, and the proportion of your body composition is also important. So if I could take 20% of my meal as a fat, I could generously take it. I would just eat ghee or butter, whatever I want to, with my toast. So it's not gonna make me fat. It's all under the if it is all under the control, it is good. But too much of anything is bad. But there is a misconception, or there is a myth saying like eating ghee. How can you eat ghee? How can you eat coconut oil? Those are fat and it's gonna make you fat. Is not true. Based on what kind of fat you eat. If you go for a donut deep fried, it is fat and it is bad. But all the good fats are not bad when it is under control. So the next myth is, this is my favorite, because even my family members believe in this and ask me to eat whatever they cook when I finish my workout. But it is not true. Workout doesn't give you license to eat anything, because 1 hour of workout, you put the efforts and the calories you burn. If you eat anything else with the pictorial representation, not just that, even with like, if you eat more than what you spend, it's not going to help you. It's not equal. That is what it is. So people would say, you're working out, you're running, you could eat anything. No, it is not. Again, it has to be under the total caloric control of your day, and it's not going to work in that way that you could eat anything if you work out anything. Yes, I could eat burger if it is under my macros. Yes, if I could eat donut if it is controlled under my macros. But if I would. That's what it is. So it's not something like if you work out, you can eat anything. It is not really. And the next myth is about COVID. And I found this very interesting, that breathing helps to identify COVID. If you have symptoms, if you're over it, or if you have the COVID, you could hold your breath and hold your breath for 10 seconds without coughing or any discomfort. That says you're free from COVID if you have the symptoms, which is not true. The best way is to confirm through the lab test and going to the doctor and confirming with the lab test. You cannot do your breathing exercise even if you think you have the symptoms. I would say don't be panic even if you have the symptoms. Just check with your doctor. Just make a e-visit and check with them. And if it is really the symptoms of COVID, then go to the doctor and make yourself tested, and then go from there. Don't do home remedies with this if you are really having the symptoms for the COVID. When I talk about home remedies, this is what people were talking about, that eating garlic or turmeric or hot peppers can prevent corona. that is very funny for me, because although these helps in building immunity, these are not medications when you have the symptoms, or when you have like a mm, of course when you have the COVID. So if you, even if you have the COVID, you eat these, this will help you to handle it better, but it doesn't cure it. That is what I'm trying to say here. So these are the few myths and facts about the fitness, nutrition, and also the basic COVID situation we have here. And any questions?
Hi, great. Thank you, Agalya. That was very
Sure.
informative. As you guys start to think of your questions and start leaving them in the comments, or you can unmute yourself. I'll start with the question as you guys start doing that. So what are some low impact workouts that people that are maybe a little bit older or just starting out in their fitness journey could begin with?
Okay. So if one has not been into fitness at all, I would suggest them for go for walking. At least, as I mentioned, the moderate intensity workout walking, workout times, which is 30 minutes a day. I would suggest to start from that and get them into the fitness routine. Or if they already been working out and they wanted to focus on the muscle groups and wanted to build the muscular endurance or something like that, I would say all the workouts, all the high intensity workouts have the modifications. So instead of doing the regular squat, they can do the squat with the chairs. Instead of doing the jump lunges, they can do the alternate lunges in the slow motion, or like a modified version, something like that. Any muscular workouts, any or like even if they want to lift weights, they can start with the lower weight first and get used to the muscle strength and then go from there. But all the workouts can be done if they don't have any physical injury or a harm. That's what I'm saying here.
Okay, hi. My name is. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you gonna say something?
You're good. Go ahead.
Okay, so my name is Seka Rajasekaran. I am actually a junior. I'm about to be a junior in high school.
Okay.
And I had my dad let me listen in on this talk, which I thought was great. So congratulations and thank you for sharing all this, because I found it so interesting. And I too am interested in going into the medical field, and I went to Boston last year for the SAHA thing and everything. But my question was, so a couple slides from the beginning, you had your plate and you showed us that picture, but you had an increased amount of carbs, you had a 60% of carbs on your plate versus 20% of protein. So is it healthier to have a greater intake of carbs rather than protein, or does that just matter on the individual?
That is very interesting question. I was expecting it there itself, but thank you for asking. Again, that is another myth. Carbs are not bad. It is not bad. It is. I take 60% of carb because I love rice. I cannot live without rice or even wheat. But the more carb doesn't mean it's going to be bad for you. It all under the. Again, I'm talking about the total caloric intake. It's just that 100% how you divide it. Again, it depends on the preferences you have. If you want to go for the low carb and high protein and high fat, it's totally fine. It's just the total number matters. So no high carb diets are bad. So it's still good.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And related to that one, we have a question in the comments. Is eating rice in the night not advisable, or is it another myth?
Oh, it is another myth. There are a lot of myths than the facts in our society, I would say. It is another myth, and you can eat whatever you want. I have my live example. My husband, he eats biryani 3 times a day and he still stays fit. So it's all the myth. You can eat, and it's all has to be under the control, or the control of the macros is what important. You can eat anything, anytime, doesn't matter.
Oh, thanks, Agalya, for saying that. It makes me feel so much better.
Oh yeah, sure.
Another question we have in the comments is, what is your suggestion for a snack or meal before a high intensity fitness class?
That's an important question. That's right. That's a interesting question as well. I would say if you are looking for protein snack, I would say the dates laddu or dates rolls, where you could have the dates as a natural sweetener, and also you could add some nuts or fats to it, I would say that as a good snack. And if you want to eat your carb loaded meal, that will also help before a high intensity, but you need to make sure you need to eat at least 45 minutes before your workout. That way you don't have any reflex when you do the workouts. So when you say carbs, you could eat whatever you want to, like a toast of bread with peanut butter, it's still good. But again, everything should be under your macros. So if you could start tracking, you will know better rather than me saying to you. You will know how much you are eating and how much you have to eat, and then you can restrict if you want to lose weight, and if you can add it if you want to gain weight. It all falls in place when you start tracking. So yeah, maybe the dates laddu or a peanut butter toast, or just a protein shake or protein smoothie, that will also help to make yourself active before the workout.
The next one we have here, we have a couple minutes left. Is muscle strengthening required for cardio health?
Muscle strengthening is different than the cardio. Cardio is where your lungs and heart works to push the oxygen to your blood, whereas muscle strengthening is like strengthening your group muscles. Like if like everything works together. Like if you see a runner, he could run 15 or 20 minutes continuously, but he cannot lift 50 pounds of weight. You know what I mean? So, or even I am a construction worker and I lift like 100 pounds every day. I could not run even a mile. So that's when that's the difference I was talking about. But cardio is totally different when it comes to muscle. But you could incorporate everything together by doing HIIT. That is when you will also strengthen the muscle groups, and also you work the heart rate. Those can be combined in one workout, but you will be still working out on the two different things, which is like heart and length and also the muscle groups, if that makes clear.
Yeah. And then one more question. What are your comments on vegan and paleo diet versus a regular diet to be healthy?
Every diet is healthy. Every diet is based on their preference. That's what I say, because total calorie consumption is only thing matters when you want to maintain a healthy diet for a long time. So if you are a vegan by nature, or like by birth, or like you've been vegan for so long, it's good. It's your preference and you're good with it. But if you want to try vegan in order to start a new healthy lifestyle, just think twice if you could sustain that, if you could do that for a long run, then you are well and fine. If not, you could just trial and do too. But I would suggest every diet is based only on the preference, be it paleo, be it keto, or anything. But total calorie consumption is what matters to get your weight maintained healthily.
Okay, great. And this is the last question we'll end with here. What's the best way to help your muscles recover after working out if they're sore?
Oh, of course. That is when the stretches comes. So whatever the muscle groups you work for, give nice stretches, focusing those muscles, and give the ample amount of time to recover those muscles, and also eat enough protein. That way those muscles won't break up and are fatigued rather than building up. So eat enough protein to build those muscles and help recover, and also give enough time and stretches to avoid the soreness is what I suggest.
We have one more. We have a lot of great questions in the comments.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Before exercise, could we have green tea, and how is it useful to help burn calories?
That's another marketing gimmick, I would say. There is no superfood, there is no magic pill. It's just all your efforts you put. Green tea doesn't help you to burn extra calories. It's the work you put in is what gonna burn calories. So I wouldn't suggest. If you're taking it's okay, but I don't think it helps.
I'll ask just one last question. Check the answer commented. How many drinks, for example, glass of wine, can we have per week?
Oh, that's okay. Alcohol is another macronutrient. If I didn't include it before, it is another macronutrient. It adds also calorie. It adds calories to your diet. So when you start tracking your calories, you will also add a wine to it. That when you know like how many calories you have, how many I mean how much you have left. If it is still under your macros, you're cutting your slice of bread and including your wine, it's totally fine.
Okay, great. So thank you so much, Agalya. That's all our questions. Thank you again for sharing your expertise with Red Saree and their organization, and on exercise, nutrition, and information we can take away to lead a healthy lifestyle. Thanks everyone on the Red Saree team and all of our audience members for joining today. Please join us at our next seminar on June 8th with Ms. Preeti Bansal on boosting your immune system with functional nutrition. Thanks again, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah, thanks, Agalya. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Red Saree.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.